Hello, class. My name is Angel Reyna, and today I will be speaking on a food recall involving the bacteria Listeria that happened in 2014 in Seattle, Washington. Listeria monocytogenes, or L. monocytogenes for short, is a common food pathogen, ranked third most dangerous food pathogen in the world, and most commonly found in deli meats, soft cheeses, and unpasteurized milk, smoked seafood, to name a few. Common symptoms include fever, muscle aches, nausea, diarrhea, and an upset stomach, although it is most commonly found in meats and seafood. There was a recall in Seattle, Washington in 2014 that involved Listeria monocytogenes found in contaminated ice cream served at a hospital. This was considered a biological hazard. A biological hazard refers to a microorganisms that can cause illness when ingested, including bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi. Dealing with listeriosis recall. In the initial outbreak, investigation occurred after two hospital patients acquired listeriosis. Cases were reported in November and December, where patient 1 was tested positive 18th of November and patient 2 December 5th, all found from their blood analysis. Public health officials, including the Washington Department of Health, conducted an environmental assessment at the hospital and the ice cream production facility, collecting food and environmental samples confirming Listeria monocytogenes. On December 15, 2014, the Washington State Department of Agriculture and Washington State Department of Health informed the ice cream manufacturer of the contamination findings, with the manufacturer issuing a press release on December 23, voluntarily recalling all products produced on or after January 1st, 2014. In terms of measures for food safety, local health jurisdictions, WSDA and FDA Seattle District Office conducted all retailers and food processors who received the recalled products, ensuring the removal of affected products from shelves and guided cleaning and disinfection of equipment contaminated. The hospital disassembled and thoroughly cleaned its milkshake machines twice to make sure no type of contaminants would be left. The hospitals also changed to a different ice cream mix supplier before resuming milkshake service. In terms of the manufacturers, they would implement a temporary production halt, making their workers disinfect the entire production facility, upgrading the manufacturing floor, and implementing enhancement training for newer employees. A similar outbreak in Ohio 2016 also dealt with listeria, but in this instance, the product was a completely different, involving dough packaged salads contaminated by listeria, leading to a voluntary recall. Before the recall was given, packaged salads produced at a facility in Springfield, Ohio, had caused 19 illnesses and 1 death across the US and Canada. It wasn't until testing of the facility's equipment led to finding listeria in the facility of dough, linking the facility to the prepackaged salads that were being exported. This led to Dole, the company, issuing a voluntary recall, shutting down its facilities and improving sanitation and testing protocols, similar to how listeria was handled in Washington, although this case had a death occur before the recall was issued. In terms of health issues, the fatality rate for listeria is around 21%, making it a seriously dangerous foodborne illness. When it comes to immunocompromised individuals, they are at a higher risk of developing severe complications like meningitis or sepsis, making them highly likely to die from listeria. Same goes for individuals like the elderly, pregnant women, and children because of their weaker immune systems. They are highly susceptible to listeria, causing further health issues and the most likely to die. Also, the fact that infections come from hospitals raises concerns about food safety and healthcare, where patients are more vulnerable in terms of consumer issues. Two of the most likely problems caused by listeria includes loss of trust in food safety and the way they view a brand, leading to a bad reputation for a certain brand that has to go through a recall. In terms of an economic impact, healthcare costs can receive a lot of damage, especially when it comes to hospitalization and treatment for listeriosis. It can be expensive, especially for severe cases requiring intensive care. Also, product recall costs can cost the manufacturer significant financial losses from recalling and destroying contaminated products, which can lead to a halting of the production of certain products altogether. Further, consumer costs can affect those affected by the outbreak, forcing them to face medical expenses and time off work, further increasing the economic burden. All this said, studies and research are constantly being done to improve the food safety and food quality. So learning about situations like this can further help us progress in a healthier and safer environment. Here is some stuff from my teammates. From what Ava Jason said, from what I know from food safety, listeriosis is a serious foodborne that, if not treated, could deeply affect the brain, spinal cord, and bloodstream. Reading this recall, I was shocked to hear that two patients were infected from consuming this recall item they were served in a Seattle hospital. I'm thinking of how ironic the whole situation was, how these two patients were sick to begin with and got even worse because of the pasteurized ice cream. Ice cream like they consume clearly was not pasteurized enough. The recall specifies that there should be an implementation of newly safety measures for FSMA in order to reduce the risk of Listeria contamination, even though the FSMA does not handle dairy products directly. There is still regulation by the FDA's Grade A milk safety program. This is what Alejandro Figueroa had to say. I have gained valuable new insights into the risk associated with pasteurized products, which are generally considered safe. Learning about the outbreak of listeriosis linked to a pasteurized ice cream mix highlights that contamination can occur even in foods typically deemed low risk. This has shifted my perspective on food safety, emphasizing the importance of vigilance at every stage of food production and handling, regardless of whether the production has undergone pasteurization. For general consumers, understanding that Listeria monocytogenes can survive in chilled and frozen environments is crucial. High-risk individuals such as pregnant people, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems should be particularly cautious with ready-to-eat and processed foods, even pasteurized food ones. It is also helpful for consumers to be aware of and support measures like the Food Safety Modernization Act, which aims to reduce contamination risks through improved sanitation and monitoring practices in food production facilities. These are some of my references. Thank you for listening.